Hey guys, I hope you had a very productive day. Now it's a good time to relax. Just close your eyes. You can picture the chessboard. And today we'll be talking about one of the most popular openings that there is out there. It's a Spanish game, or Ruy Lopez Opening, and it starts when white plays pawn from e2 to e4, and we can say, and we can also picture this in our mind, that white immediately claims two central squares. One of them is d5, and another one is f5. This is indeed a very bold move, and when we play Ruy Lopez, black usually responds with pawn e7 to e5. So we can see that two sides made symmetrical moves. After that, white goes knight from g1 to f3, attacking the undefended pawn, and black needs to react. Black moves knight from b8 to c6, defending the e5 pawn. Now the game continues. White plays bishop to b5, and here we must point out the following. It seems that white is threatening to capture the bishop, to capture the knight, which is on c6, and therefore by removing the defender of e5 pawn, it seems for a moment that white would be able to capture the undefended pawn. However, it doesn't really work. Imagine for a moment that black plays some irrelevant move, like pawn, let's say h7 to h6. Then, if white decides to capture the knight, black can always capture the bishop, not with a b pawn, but with a d pawn. D as in David. And now it's not really possible to win the undefended e5 pawn if white, let's say, for example, captures. So knight from f3 takes on e5. What happens next? Black queen can actually go from d8 all the way to d4. And now we see that black is threatening to capture the knight and to capture the undefended pawn, which stays on e4. Remember, the very first move that white made, pawn from e2 to e4. And now white needs to react. Let's say the knight goes back from e5 to f3, and now the black is able to capture the pawn with check, and most likely we will see the exchange, meaning that queens will go off the board and we will be entering this rather not pleasant endgame for white. So, as we saw earlier, this whole idea with bishop being on b5 and taking the knight, which was on c6, it doesn't really work. Therefore, when you play Ruy Lopez Opening for white, don't be tempted to remove the defender of seemingly undefended pawn. Now, let's go back. Let's go back and sort of undo all these moves. So, as we said before, white goes bishop to b5, kind of pretending to attack this knight, which is on c6. And from this position, black has several options. Black can go h7. Black can go a7, a6. That is called Morphy's defense, and usually white retreats. White goes bishop to a4, after which black has an option to play b7, b5. Black gains several tempes on white bishop. Bishop has to go to b3, and at the same time, black later on will have this wonderful option of developing their bishop to b7. But now, let's go back and look at some other variations. Black can also go knight g8 to f6, and from this position on, there's a way to enter Berlin defense. This defense was particularly frequently used by former world champion Big Vladimir Kramnik, who defeated arguably one of the best players in history, who defeated Gary. And by moving, after making this move, bishop g8 to f6, black sort of attacks the undefended pawn. And here, it's a very interesting thing. White can actually castle. And it seems that this pawn was lost, but there's a way for white to win this pawn back. Let's imagine that black captures, black moves from f6 to e4, and now white can play d4. And the point of this move is to make sure that we will try to x-ray black king. At some point, white can put their rook on e1, and this is the x-ray, which is very, very unpleasant. And after this move, once white plays d4, usually black goes to d6, and as we can see, now black is attacking white's undefended bishop, and usually white takes the other knight. White takes on c6, then black takes with the d pawn, and now white has won the previously lost pawn back. And from this position. Well, normally black moves their knight to f5, and we see the queen trade. And at this point, black has lost their castling privileges, and it seems, at the first glance, it seems that black's position is somewhat unstable because black has a king who is stuck in the middle, but it's actually very playable. It's a very solid variation for black. So, as I said before, today was a very good opportunity for us to explore one of the most popular openings out there, the Ruy Lopez opening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take a good rest.